Alright, what's going on today, guys? Today I'm going to do the 5 tools I wish I never would have bought. Now, none of these, well, one of these tools is apparently really bad, and I definitely recommend you not buy it. But a lot of these tools I bought to do a job, and then I either got roped into doing something, or I got into a situation where it just never got used again. But anyway, let's go through and I'll show you the tools. I got a second camera set up right over here. So what I'm going to do is you'll see my face in this camera and I'll show the tools in there and I'll edit it all together, hopefully something decently. We'll see. Alright. The first thing I bought that I wish I'd never have is this torque angle gauge. Not that this is a bad tool, this is a very good tool. It works very well. I bought this and I kid you not, like the week later they put the angle torque wrenches on sale. So I bought a set of those and I used this for one job and it's just been sitting in my toolbox ever since. Wish I never would have bought this. But it's very straightforward to use. You just lock it down, give it a twist, and it tells you the degrees you turned. Like I said, this is not a bad tool, just wish I never bought it. It just came to me at the wrong time. Second tool I bought, I wish I never have, is this right here. I bought this to do one job, thought I might use it multiple times, and I haven't. This right here is to hold the timing gears on a Subaru 2.5 liter dual overhead cam engine, the STI engine. I bought this to do one job that came into the dealership that I was working at. I bought it, had to delay the job, did the job, and like I said, from beyond that, I wish I'd never bought this tool. It's not a bad tool, it works extremely well, it did what it was supposed to do. I wish that I could have come up with a different way to hold the timing gears to get them off. But at the end of the day, I own it. I wouldn't sell it, so I guess there's that. So this is a very well made tool. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera or not. But this is a very well-made tool. I just wish I didn't have to buy it to do that one job. And that's pretty much where I'm at with it. It's not that it's... Well, I'm just rambling now. Okay. The next tool I want to talk about is this right here. And this is for hose clamps. And this is a snap-on tool. The snap-on tool, you can see it on screen, and it's got this end on it. You squeeze it and it pulls the hose clamp shut. When this thing works, it's great. I've only gotten it to work like 3 times. And I've tried to use it countless other times, and I lost a piece of it, had to get a new piece. At the end of the day, this is it's a well-made tool, but it's very poorly executed. Lyle makes a way better product for this. I wish I would have bought that one. Like I said, this is not an inherently... The quality on this, I say, is not bad. This is very well put together. But at the end of the day, this is terrible. And do not buy this one. I will honestly say that. That is going to be one of the times you hear me say do not buy a snap-on tool. So, but anyway, my list, these 2 tool sets right here, they are socket sets, and they are tri-square socket sets. Now I'm going to pick the other camera up and hold it onto these when I'm going for the close-up shots. But like I said, I bought these at a time where I thought having the most tools in your box was the best way to go, which it's not a bad way to go. But never buy a tool for a job you don't want to do. And I'm not a big Euro fan. I do not like working on those types of cars. They're just not my thing. But that's what you see a lot of Tri-Squares on, is Euro cars. Needless to say, it put me into a situation where I was the only person within probably 100 miles that had a set of these. So everybody that broke down in that area, they ended up coming to me, and I hated every minute of it. It put me on to working on some cars that I just hated and couldn't stand. And you know, at the time I worked at a Ford dealer, and when you're working at a Ford dealer and an Audi rolls through the door, you know, I'm kind of left scratching my head. Volkswagen rolls through the door, I'm still left scratching my head. Whereas ALLDATA does provide data, but it's not always complete, and some things are kind of left vague and unintentional. Like I said, these are very well made sockets. This brand's ATD, sorry. They make really good stuff. Their sockets are really good. But I wish I never bought these, because it led me into a path I didn't want to go down. And to this day, I do not tell people I own a set of these sockets. Not at all, not ever. Anybody asks, I don't have a set of those. So that's my scenario there. Let me bring the camera in to get the good shots of them. All right, so at the end of the day, like I said, none of these tools are inherently bad. Some of them just led me down a path I didn't want to go down. Some of them I bought, and then the next week later they had a better tool out. Some of them I bought to do one job, and I'm still sitting on. This tool right here, like I said, it's good quality, but I believe it's poorly executed and could have been done better. Like I said, if you want a hose clamp plier setup like this, Lyle makes a good one. Buy that one, not this one. So if you're on the fence about this tool, don't be on the fence about this tool. Don't buy it. But other than that, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not mad that I own any of these. Well, I can't say that either. At the end of the day, I'm not going to try to sell these or try to get away from them. They just get packed away in a dark corner, and I don't talk about them. At the end of the day, we all buy tools that we wish we never have, and these are 5 of mine. This was actually the hardest thing to do. I was finding 5 tools that I just really hated owning. And this was actually really hard. Like 3 of them came up real easy, but then, oh shit. Hold on. All right. Now, these right here are AC manifold gauges. This is actually a really good set of AC manifold gauges. I actually like this set a lot. The reason why this has made my list is because I should have never had to buy these. Every place I've ever worked at has always had a well-functioning AC machine that you'd hook up to the car, recover what's in there, take apart what you needed to, then put it back in there and you were done. This last dealership I worked at did not do that. They had a really stingy parts manager who would not put any Freon into the machine, and if you left Freon in the machine, it was gone the next day, and it had a big leak in it, and it was terrible. So you had to have a set of these because when you'd go to fill a car that you've taken apart, not only was the Freon you just sucked out of it gone, but then you had to go to parts, and they gave you a canister that was about this tall, about that big around, that they filled with Freon, and you'd put that into the vehicle. So you'd use the machine to suck it down into a vacuum, then you'd go get this canister, and use your manifold gauges and put all the Freon into it. And at the end of the day, it was just, it added steps onto a process that should be automated. You go out there and you hook up the machine, drain it down, unhook it, do what you need to do, hook the machine back up, pull a vacuum, you know, get it done. Where this added just hassles and steps, and I understand why they wanted you to go into parts, so that way they made sure they build out the Freon, because I'm guilty of it. I've done jobs and not build out Freon, you know, my bad. But at the end of the day, they should have had this way better set up, and they didn't, and they had no desire to make it any better. Until like 6 months before I was no longer there, they finally bought another machine, and granted it was a manual machine, but it was still 100 times better than having to go get your gauges and stuff like that. And it upset the parts manager that in order to get the machine set up right, we had to put about 12 pounds of Freon in it. And man, did he rant and rave and curse about having to put 12 pounds of Freon into this machine, which to this day I still don't understand, because he billed it right on the shop ticket, so it's not like he was out any money or lost any money because of it. But like I said, this is a very well AC gauge setup. I would recommend this gauge setup to anyone who needs AC gauges. I'm just upset that I had to buy one in a dealership setting when I should just be hooking up a machine and walking away. But that's my experience with it. So, all right, those are the 5 tools I wish I'd never bought. Like I said, most of them are really good quality tools. I was just in a situation where I bought them and it led me down a wrong path, or they came out with something better, or I bought it to do one job and never used it again, or in the case of this where I'm just mad that I even had to buy this, and this right here, which I believe is poorly executed. It's good quality, but it's poorly executed. But anyway, those are the 5 tools I wish I'd never bought. So if you guys are liking what you see here, I'll have other videos and I'll link them down below. Check out some of my build series. I got other tool videos out there. I got a new series coming out to where I want to, or a new show coming out where I want to, since we've already done the top 10 tools for starting mechanics, I want to go what you should buy next, and we'll do that. But like I said, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have tools that you bought that you hated that you had to buy. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.